Hi folks, I'm Kelly Coleffa with Fivetran, and today I'm going to take you through a live demo of how Fivetran accelerates building machine learning applications in the Databricks Lakehouse with AutoML. The Databricks Lakehouse supports multiple data workloads including BI, data warehousing, AI, and data science, and AutoML automates the most challenging aspects of machine learning, especially the model creation, the testing of multiple models, and model recommendations. On the front end, Fivetran is an automated data movement platform. Today, I'll quickly set up a relational database connector to the Databricks Lakehouse. I'll move a wine quality data set over to the Lakehouse so that I can use Databricks and AutoML to run classification experiments on that data set and make wine quality predictions based on a variety of parameters. In order to run those experiments, I need high-quality usable data. That's where Fivetran's automated data platform comes in. Fivetran allows you to centralize data while modernizing your data infrastructure, achieving greater data self-service, and building differentiating data solutions in ML applications. What you'll see today from Fivetran is fully automated and fully managed, and everything's out of the box ready to go with zero code and zero maintenance. And as I'll show you, Fivetran is exceptionally fast to set up and configure in just a few minutes. Before we get going, I want to do a special shout out to the University of Cal Irvine for making the wine quality data set available. That's the UC Irvine Anteaters. If you're not familiar with, you can grab that data set at the link below. Also, another shout out, Prasad Kona with Databricks was generous enough to point me to the data set and recently walked me through AutoML in Databricks in preparation for a hands-on lab that we delivered together. Thank you so much, Prasad. Okay, foundational to any ML project is, number one, a specific concrete business problem. For today, which fruit characteristics are going to yield the highest quality wine? Number two, what you want is a solid foundation of data infrastructure, which is what Fivetran and Databricks provide. So let's get our wine quality data set flowing into Databricks and start experimenting with AutoML. This is Fivetran SaaS. I have multiple data sources already flowing into the Databricks Lakehouse, including SAP, SQL Server, and Oracle operational databases, Salesforce, Google Analytics 4, Kafka, S3, and Workday. And let's add a new connector now. I've got two Databricks destinations set up on this Fivetran account, so I'll pick the one I want to use. Fivetran has over 500 source connectors out of the box, including databases, applications, file systems, and event systems. That number's growing by the day. We'll zoom in on that quickly. Now, I've got multiple options for PostgreSQL. That's where my UCI wine quality data set is. It's sitting in Google Cloud PostgreSQL. That's what we use today as our source. Fivetran engineering, product, and technical documentation teams do a fantastic job of laying out the steps to get really any data source flowing quickly into the Databricks Lakehouse, and you can see that in the right gray navigation. You can name the destination schema anything that you want to. Schema and tables do not have to be created ahead of time in Databricks. Today, I want to use Automate Building ML Apps Databricks Fivetran as our schema name. From there, Fivetran needs to know how to authenticate to the PostgreSQL database, so that's what I'll provide here. That'll include the host name, the user and password info, and the database I want to access in that Postgres instance, which is the industry database. Once the initial sync is complete, Fivetran will perform incremental updates of any new or modified data from that source database, and you can choose one of the following mechanisms to perform incremental updates. I can go with wall, Xmin, or I can use Fivetran Teleport Sync. That's what I'm going to use for today. That's a log-free change detection mechanism. Fivetran will now run connection tests to the Google Cloud PostgreSQL source database. Fivetran encrypts all data in motion and uses transport layer security, TLS, to do that. It allows for both encryption and authentication of the connections that Fivetran makes to the data source. Any data that sits ephemerally in the Fivetran service is also encrypted with AES 256. Fivetran finishes running the connection tests, and you're looking for that nice green box that all the connection tests have passed. There it is, and let's move on. Fivetran then connects to and fetches the source schemas, tables, and columns that you have access to in that PostgreSQL database. For this industry database, we have 11 schemas available. We could sync all schemas, all tables, and all columns for this connector, or we can selectively determine our data set, which is what I want to do today. I just want the wine quality table in the agriculture schema. Block all the other schemas and tables from moving into Databricks. Fivetran then needs to know how you want to handle incremental changes since a schema may change in the future. I'm going to allow all. Once I have those selections saved and tested, that's it. I'm ready to start syncing my wine quality dataset from PostgreSQL to Databricks. Remember that not only will Fivetran move the wine quality dataset we just selected, doing the initial historical sync, but if there are any changes to that table, those columns, CDC is automatically set up for you, 100% no code, so that any incremental changes are captured as well at whatever schedule you prefer. Once we've moved the data and done our checks, we don't store any data in the Fivetran service. We simply maintain a cursor to the sync point for the next incremental sync to capture changes. Fivetran provides seamless integration with dbt, including quick start data models, which allow you to automatically produce analytics-ready tables using our pre-built data models, and go ahead and transform your data with no code, no additional dbt project or any third-party tools required. You can also connect to your own dbt core project. Transformations include integrated scheduling, and they automatically trigger model runs following the completion of Fivetran connector syncs in the Databricks Lakehouse. You can check out the wide range of connectors that support either quick start data models or transformations for dbt core. Those automatically build analytics ready models. By the way, keep an eye out for support for dbt cloud coming very soon as well. Let's jump back into our database connector and then the schema tab across the top navigation. We've got our wine quality table, which is what will be the focus for our AutoML experiments. Usage is going to show up after 7 days, and the initial syncs are free, as are the first 14 days of incrementals. On the setup page, you'll see the incremental sync frequency. We default the database connector to every 6 hours, but you can move that to 1 minute or up to 24 hours, depending on your data product or data application requirements. The initial sync completed while we were taking a look at the Fivetran UI. Before we jump out to Databricks to take a look at our new data set, remember we named this connector Automate Building ML Apps Databricks Fivetran. Here I am in the Databricks workspace, and I'm in the Catalog Explorer for this Fivetran destination. You can see the SAP, Salesforce, Oracle, SQL Server, Google Analytics 4, Workday, and other existing data sets that are already here. There is our Postgres schema, and there's the table that Fivetran moved over, the wine quality data set that we wanted. Key thing is that Fivetran is providing a faithful one-to-one representation of the wine quality dataset source to Databricks, and that source is AutoML ready. The data is organized, it's understandable, and ready to be worked with and used in an AutoML experiment. The dataset looks good. I am going to create a personal compute cluster within Databricks, and this is where I'll run my AutoML wine quality experiments. I want to be sure and choose a runtime version that's suited for ML. I'll keep the node type the same, and that's it. While that personal compute cluster is being created, I wanted to mention a couple of key points with regard to Fivetran and Databricks. Fivetran supports a classic Databricks SQL warehouse as well as Databricks serverless. Second, you also have your choice of catalogs. You can take advantage of the functionality in Databricks Unity catalog. If you aren't ready for UC, then the Hive Metastore catalog works great as well. If you haven't used Databricks AutoML before, it automatically applies machine learning to a data set. You provide the data set and identify the prediction target, and AutoML will prepare that data set for model training. I'm going to use that personal compute cluster that I created just a little bit earlier. I'm going to stick with a classification ML problem type, and then I want that wine quality data set that we just moved into Databricks with Fivetran a short while ago. I have the data set. Now I'll let AutoML know what I want to use as the prediction target. We're looking to assess wine quality. If I want to go further, there are a number of advanced config options, including evaluation metrics, particular training frameworks. The only one that I want to change is the experiment timeout. I'm going to go with 10 minutes for purposes of this example. Lastly, I don't want to include a few of the columns in that wine quality table as part of the AutoML experiment. I'll kick it off. From here, you can sit back and relax. AutoML will automatically create, tune, and test multiple model variations to find the best model for our wine quality experiment. Behind the scenes, it's handling data prep, feature engineering, and hyperparameter tuning. Those are usually really time-consuming for data scientists, any of those tasks, and all of them. AutoML is also constantly balancing and trying different algorithms and fine-tuning settings to get the best results. Remember, we set the timeout at 10 minutes. I'm going to skip over the training time for this video. Once the AutoML training's done, it's time to evaluate. AutoML presents you with a leaderboard of the top performing models. Those are ranked by the metrics that you chose in the configuration step. You can dive into detailed model information, training logs, and even the code that AutoML generated to really understand how those models were built, how they performed, and then ultimately choose the model that best meets your needs based on accuracy and various deployment considerations. These are stacked ranked, by the way. And from there, you can either deploy the selected model for real-world predictions on wine quality and on the fruit that is being produced, or you can start a new AutoML experiment with different settings to achieve even better results. It's really up to you. I'll take a peek at the AutoML generated notebook for the best model. This is going to highlight the algorithm used by the best model, its hyperparameter settings and performance metrics. Also, AutoML within Databricks provides some nice visual charts and explanations so that I can understand feature importance. And I'm also going to get details about the best hyperparameter combinations. There are code snippets in there. Those are reproducible. Those are deployment ready. I also have full access to the experiment's run history. And then lastly, you can use the generated code as a starting point if you want to for further model customization or further experiments that you want to do separately. If you don't happen to have a Fivetran account right now, you can set that up easily directly from Databricks in Partner Connect. Databricks will create a pre-configured SQL endpoint, a service user, and access credentials, and then Fivetran creates a pre-configured Databricks destination ready to go. It's that easy to run a quick ML experiment with Databricks and AutoML. Fivetran ensures that any and all data movement to the Databricks Lakehouse is standardized and predictable across any data source, with each fully automated and fully managed pipeline providing reliability, scalability, predictability, and security. If you'd like to discuss your requirements for moving your data from over 500 data sources simply and reliably into the Databricks Lakehouse to build your AI and ML apps or run other data workloads, please do reach out, and you can also kick off a 14-day free trial. Thanks so much for joining me today. Take care.